with me if I smoke your plant? I don't want to see.
If it's competitive.
That's 6.
Okay, is there better? Okay. Plan the United States Supreme Court should overrule its decision in United States v. Morrison by holding that the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights sufficiently amplifies Congressional 14th Power Amendment to enact the Federal Civil Rights Remedy provision of the Violence Against Women Act and advance one of violence. The Supreme Court decision in Morrison drew a new line between the public and private sanctioned rights by violence against women. That's beginning to indicate that Morrison does not respect a pre-existing line between the private and public, draws that line by banning women wherever violence against them takes place in jails. Guarding of this line becomes a central part of the public needs of maintaining a system which male domination means limit. The court failed to recognize the extent of publicity by creating and entrenching a public standard of imputing violence against women to relatively low risk behavior in terms of identification or sanctions. And the Morrison decision, like the Confederate flag, symbolizes institutionally sanctioned violence. Slopism 1. Declaring violent constitutional continues a romantic paternalism which puts women in a cage. Morrison diminishes the symbolic value of the law. The relationship between objects and government approval is powerful to see the final link between symbolism and government approval. 1. Need look no further than the Confederate flag. See reminders our tragic past gives the public feeling of government of official support ideals long projected by history by deeming the violent constitutional court gives its symbolic and prompt to gender-based animus and the refusal to apply international law for women's human rights advantages women to violence of categorical division. 1. National borders are blurring to genders to support through assumptions about the intelligibility of the categories of men and women which depend upon the private from the public to diminish. The categorical coherence of gender requires extricating women from domination. Categorical federalism to be understood as a political claim. Categorical federalism stemmed to buffer the states from nation from the globe. Is also the areas characterized in violence litigations. Local family life has long been subjected to critical lawmaking. Categorical battles provide a false insecurity from transnational lawmaking. U.S. laws of all kinds are increasingly trumped by practice systemic importance to the distant from wanting U.S. needs to develop a means of interacting with those laws. And the public-private division maintains systematic and dehumanizing war of sexual victimization. Ray 97. A woman is at grave risk for being beaten, raped, and tortured, or murdered simply because she is a woman. We are socialized to think of war as limited to groups of men fighting over lands. The physical violence and profoundly political exclusion from international human rights laws. Part of the system being constructed to exclude and silence women. When a man wants to communicate that he is more powerful than a woman, he may beat her. The objectification of women is so universal that when one country ruled by men, Serbia, wants to communicate to another country, Bosnia, that is superior, tortures and prostitutes the inferior country's women, and using international law to overrule Morrison challenges the categories of public and private, local, and national. McKinnon 2K. In Morrison, the institutional doctrines on which the majority are built on underlying social arrangements of male power. The closer to home women's injuries are just less prone to your rights to seem to have systematic barriers of access at every higher level. International remedies are sought by women claiming a right not to be violated. With the violent women disputed male sovereignty, each jurisdiction fails women seek accountability and severe reforms disputing male sovereigns by appealing to higher sovereigns. Morrison sent women back to their violations. International law provides uniform ground. Morrison dealt a devastating blow to development of women's human rights against sex-based violence. Morrison dealt ground zero for citizenship and ground zero for women's human status at stake was nothing less than whether women are full citizens or full human beings, and inclusion from women from international human rights law maintains subordination, not as moral McKinnon and 6. The international human rights are abstract. The current mainstream human rights view takes its deep touch from Nazi experience, survival lives and blending in. The only reality is probably abuse or keeping your head low keeps your life as acquiesces. The dominant standard conceives of permanent power, so it converts it with the final solution. The inequality called annihilation. This is the equality of the Nazis. U.S. equality jurisprudence. International human rights. It's like a battered woman seeking not to be beaten by serving dinner on time and finding regular sex. We never live in anything but genocidal conditions. And overruling Morrison's necessary to achieve the national recognition of the court's refusal of the status quo to recognize certain social spirits and violence that they produce. That's Weissman and 1. Morrison confirms the judiciary avoids issues that challenge dominant paradigms. The ability of so many men to repeatedly assault, terrorize, and control so many women draws on institutional collusion. Battered women generally obtain no relief, and they gain no resource, either rhetorical or presidential. Unwillingness of the court to intervene serves to legitimize domestic violence. Battered women are denied the safety and the opportunity to generate social change through litigation, which courts reflect and affect public values. When abuse is recognized in natural forms of civil rights violation, she experiences at least a partial vindication. This type of relief is not illusory or merely symbolic. It provides women with the resources they need to make independent choices and gradually transforms legal culture with an intent to change public values. And the recognition of violence against women in civil remedy forms allows for expansive platform victims of violence to assert their rights within the law. While against torts offer significant advantages, protection are not weighted towards the defendant. Victim can compel the defense testimony or adverse references of refusal from a defendant's refusal. The procedures of place plaintiffs and defendants on more equal footing. But in many cases, the plaintiffs settle before trial. Statutes are rigid in criminal cases. Prosecutors must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant committed each statutory provision with the required intentional safe victims control litigation, including when to settle or dismiss. Victims can shape the litigation to meet personal objectives. Suits can aid victims in obtaining non-monetary objectives such as an apology or the assailant's transfer. May be easier to achieve because the victim can directly bargain to draw pursuit in criminal context and is generally considered unethical. And advantage choose the state action doctrine, only overturning the 14th Amendment rationale of Morrison overrules the state action doctrine of the U.S. civil rights cases, which is crucial to stopping racism. Regard 6. In Morrison, the court announced a state action rule case undermined the 14th Amendment as a means of eradicating racial inequality. State action rule proves a single most important doctrine enabling the creation of a racial hierarchy as long as the government did not actively participate. Private persons could act with impunity. The case cases led to nothing more than a state sanction of brutal, hierarchical, and unjust society that lingers to this day. The court's message, which as long as states or agents are not direct perpetrators, federal government would turn a blind eye. Morrison is the product of the court doctrine that undermined the 14th Amendment, and the state action doctrine is the greatest impediment to equality and liberty. It institutionalizes and prevents combating racism, private racism, sexism, all forms of discrimination in society. That's Reynold 94. The state action requirement must be relegated to the trash heap if the U.S. is serious about equality and liberty. The obstacles to social and economic change are thrown into the very fabric of our ideas that restricting federal power in the 14th Amendment by imposing barriers to the regulation of private action is tantamount to ensuring that there will be no basic change to our social economic institution, which may threaten existing power. Congress took the lead to rectify gender and racial discrimination, and the court has chosen to use the state action doctrine to neutralize civil rights movements and racism, infuses society with justification for infinite sovereign violence. The result is extinction media no 2. The power of the biopolitical state is over life. Foucault asked how biopolitics can reclaim the power over death. In order to inflict death, biopower must make use of racism. Racism intervenes, excuse me, not from without exogenously, but from within. Constitutionally, homicidal functions taken only be reassured by racism, so the population is nothing more than what the state takes for its own sake. The state is entitled to slaughter it. Racism is the anapolitics, because biopolitics is the total state. The war of peoples has now turned into a war of race. Racism normalizes and medicalizes war, while masking its weapons of death and torturation. Racism banalizes genocide, makes the killing of others and everyday occurrence by internalizing and normalizing the war of society against its enemies. And overturning the state action doctrine is crucial, forming a new empathetic humanism, challenging all forms of domination, including the root cause of nuclear war and environmental classes. Reynolds 94. Critical humanism affirmed the common bond. Critical humanism pronounced equality, in which all are entitled to equal respect. Ideological and system competitive social organizations search to alienate human beings, changing the direction of society, which has led us to the brink of nuclear disaster, to violence of our physical world, and complete disregard for our human bond requires us to tap into the wellsprings of our deepest human feelings. State action requirements should be discarded because its primary function is to frustrate the deep reformation of our social and economic institutions. To encourage private discrimination, constitutional ideals must be understood as positive values and foundation for social and economic institutions, basis for human interaction, and the free speech scenario since September 11th. Private suppression of free speech has been the paramount threat to political dissent. This prevents daunting ongoing violence of government or war policy. That's my idea. And for the suppression of the debate has resulted often from non-governmental behavior. The censorship has included denials of protesters access to denials of protesters to access to suppression of information media, retaliation against the Center Stock Exchange Board, reported as a punishment for war. Reporting wartime debate is valuable because of war's consequences. War kills people, topple government, discard survivors in the ecosystem, because war require the government to act quickly. Wartime political discourse must be unimpeded. The conventional understanding of the First Amendment is applying only to government action renders the Constitution powerless to protect against non-governmental suppression, and the state action doctrine prevents the courts from protecting political dissent from private suppression, overturning its key to allow public dissent. Margin 4. The First Amendment is presumptively relevant for instances in which the private actors have been repressed for political dissent mainstream. The theory imposes a strict distinction between the private actors and government actors. Distinction persists. The state action doctrine 14th Amendment has textual evidence that led the court to conclude that no cause of action lies against non-governmental defendant, and without the freedom of free expression, all forms of genocide and war are possible. That's 296. In the absence of freedom of expression, it's impossible to protect the life. Once governments allowed to cloak secrecy, massive human rights violations can take place. And the absence of free speech and independent media, it's easier for governments to capture the media, fashion them into instruments of propaganda for the ethnic conflict, war, and genocide. The people do not ever welcome war. They are normally coerced by propaganda, freedom of expression, one views, and challenge government decisions are necessary aspects of democracy to avert war. It is possible for the government to wage war in the absence of combined media. Additionally, next is the underview, the role of the valley. You should evaluate it from the radical perspective of the Supreme Court, not a disembodied God's eye view. Role playing in the Supreme Court demystifies it. That's Baker 94. The courts are not neutral mechanisms dispensing justice like cans of cola. The classroom simulation continues to dominate teachings about law. Classroom simulation dramatize the interaction between law and politics. The mistake that is carefully maintained by judiciary can be lifted if students assume the roles of justice. Legal system continues to portray itself above politics. Mock trial cannot dispel these myths, and the role playing is form of defined deliberative politics that reclaims the political sphere. Published 97. The goal-oriented debate can be seen as defined moment of public politics because citizens created themselves with policymakers system that define citizens out of the process of freezing their construction, passive clients to deliberation, performative security, performative action, and alternative ways of deliberating is the process of acting as citizens. As a technical bureaucratic system was the setting where citizens are by definition precluded, the alternative epistemic standards of evaluation become possible, and confronting the law
applied, right?
What do you mean?
Well, the text of the law says everyone should be equal, men and women, right, universally, correct, versus the practical application of that, which is not that, right?
I'm not really sure what your question is.
Well, I guess my point is, how is this card in line with
Because there's nobody who's able to choose between like, should we overrule the Supreme Court decision? No, the states should do it. Or no, we should have a constitutional amendment. Or no, I shouldn't vote for this policy because, on a later Supreme Court case, I might vote the other way.
Don't they just do that all the time by saying that this is congressional?
Wait, when was the last time a Supreme Court justice was like, oh, okay, we should amend the Constitution, or has the ability to choose between those two
The
factors?
Morrison decision where they said this is a state issue, we should not deal with it on the federal level.
Well, no, see, that's not, no. That what?
They don't get to compel state action.
They don't get to like mandate that the Congress
But
does
they don't
something.
take action for the opportunity cost of the states doing it.
Okay. I got another question. This Lopez evidence, you say that Morrison's like a Confederate flag. This evidence just says that it's the symbolic effect of overturning, of striking down the law that's important, right? It doesn't.
Or
say
no, it
anything
says
about
that
the text.
the Morrison precedent is the equivalent of a Confederate flag. Our evidence indicates that explicitly overruling.
Do you claim to implement the CRR?
What do you mean? That was what was struck down in Morrison.
Yeah. Do you claim that would be effective
I
legislation?
mean, no, we don't have any solvency claims based off of that.
That
It's
doesn't
not
answer my
crucial.
question. Do you-
I mean,